They didn't change. You just finally saw who they really were. It's strange, isn't it? How someone can walk into your life as a dream and leave you feeling like you never truly knew them at all. We say they changed, but what if they didn't? What if they were just finally showing you who they always were? Behind the mask, behind the words, behind the version they wanted you to love. At the beginning, everything feels perfect. They listen, they care, they show up when you need them. They mirror your energy, your words, even your dreams. You start to believe you've found your person. You let your guard down. You open your world piece by piece until your heart beats in rhythm with theirs. But the truth is, in those early moments, people often show you their highlight reel, not their reality. They show you their intentions, not their patterns. They love the idea of being loved. They love how you make them feel. But real love isn't about how you feel when it's easy. It's about who you remain when it's not. Then one day the energy changes. You start noticing the silence between the words, the way they stop listening when you speak, the way they sigh instead of smile. You tell yourself, it's just stress. Maybe they're tired. But deep down, your soul knows something's different. It's not that they changed overnight. It's that the part of them that was hidden, the impatient, the selfish, the cold, is now slipping through the cracks of their charm. Because masks can only be worn for so long. Eventually, comfort replaces effort. And when comfort sets in, truth begins to speak. As days turn into weeks, the clarity in your heart becomes undeniable. You begin to question the authenticity of their smiles, wondering if they ever truly meant them. The laughter echoes hollowly, a sharp contrast to the warmth that once filled the air. A part of you aches for the connections that now feel strained and distant. When did honesty become so rare? Yet through the cracks you also find a glimmer of liberation, realizing that it's time to embrace your own truth. The journey ahead might be daunting, but the path to genuine connections awaits. They stop calling as often. They forget the small things that used to matter. And when you confront them, you hear words that cut deep. You're too emotional. You're imagining things. You've changed. But that's the twist. You haven't changed. You've woken up. You've started to see that what you called love was often control. What you called attention was possession. And what you thought was forever was just convenience. They didn't suddenly stop loving you. They stopped pretending. The hardest pill to swallow is realizing that sometimes people come into your life only to teach you how to stop chasing illusions. They teach you that not every "I love you" means "I'll stay," and not every smile hides sincerity. But in that heartbreak, something beautiful happens. You start to rebuild. You start to understand that the love you were giving away so freely was the very love you needed to give yourself. Because when someone's mask falls, your eyes finally open. And when your eyes open, your heart begins to heal. Not because they left, but because you finally saw the truth. In those quiet moments of solitude, you start to hear the whispers of your own heart, guiding you toward the love you once overlooked. Each day becomes a step forward, and you find strength in vulnerability. Friendships deepen, and laughter rings truer, because now you understand the worth of authentic connections. The lessons learned transform into pillars that support your newfound self-worth. And as the past fades, you embrace the present with open arms, ready to welcome what comes next. Here's the thing most people won't tell you. People rarely change. They simply reveal who they are when they no longer need to impress you. So stop mourning the version of them that never existed. Stop trying to go back to a time that was built on half-truths. You didn't lose someone real. You lost your illusion of who they were. And in that loss, you found something greater: clarity, strength, peace. You now know what you won't accept again. You now know what real consistency looks like. And you now understand that love without honesty is just a beautiful lie waiting to fall apart. As the sun rises, illuminating the landscape, it becomes a metaphor for the awakening within you. Embracing this clarity allows you to move forward with confidence, casting aside the shadows of past illusions. No longer bound by false expectations, you stand strong at the edge of your future, ready to navigate the waters of authenticity and trust. They didn't change. You just finally saw who they really were. And in that truth, you found you. Sometimes the ending isn't betrayal, it's revelation. If this spoke to your heart, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because healing begins the moment you stop asking why they changed and start asking what this taught me.